Well, hello everyone. My name is J.O. Schlee, and I get the privilege of overseeing the 1st through 5th grade here at Grace Church Middleburg Heights campus.
And I'm Dana Carlisle. I'm also here at Middleburg Heights, and I oversee early childhood, so all the way from babies up through kindergartners.
And I'm Jacob Bentley, and I have the opportunity to oversee the children's ministry at the Olmsted Falls campus.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for being here today, guys. Just kind of chatting, just catch up on Grace Kids, where we're at, and then also excited about the curriculum reset that we're starting here very soon. And what is a curriculum? So Dana, I'm curious, I want to talk to you a little bit about the curriculum first. And tell me some of the exciting things that we're doing when we reset the curriculum.
Yeah, so if you don't know, we use a curriculum here called Gospel Project, and we go through the whole Bible with kids every 3 years. So it takes a 3-year cycle, and we're resetting right now and going through the Bible all over again with the kids. So we're really excited to just help bring that to life for them with some new visuals we'll be doing in the hallways and the classrooms and spaces, and just really helping kids and families be really connected to what we're teaching here in the classrooms, and excited about that at home too.
I like what you hit there. You hit families. So that's not just the kids, but it's also the parents too. And one of the aspects of making the curriculum come to life, or the Bible come to life, is by throwing up different decorations, by, putting balloons out there. I threw out the idea of a petting zoo. It was nixed. I don't understand. But just, resetting Genesis, right? The foundation of our faith. So I'm curious, Jacob, so when Genesis comes up, what is something that you like? What's one of the favorite stories in Genesis that you like to reiterate to the kids?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of good stuff in Genesis. In fact, I think a lot of your traditional Bible stories in Sunday school kind of come out of Genesis, right? So creation story and Noah's Ark, and you just see God's faithfulness time after time again in all of those stories, which is something I'm really excited about the curriculum that we're going to continue using, how it just kind of gets you back to Jesus and tells you exactly how those stories relate to Jesus. And a lot of times it's just the fact that, God is faithful then and now and through Jesus. And so I'm super excited to be diving back into Genesis here.
Yeah, I like the Jesus aspect too, because he is woven throughout the story of Genesis through Revelation. We might park in different parts of the Bible for longer times, and we might move through parts of the Bible quicker. But it's about Jesus, and Jesus is woven through the very fabric of the Bible. And as we continue to light that up to the kids, one of the things I think about is if I'm able to understand it enough to be able to teach it to a kid, well, I feel like I really understand it well, and then be able to portray it to a kid. I don't know, I think that's a benefit. So often we try to throw out big words, in theology, and that's great to understand, but if we can't simplify it down into a kid's message, especially when we talk about the 4 to 14 window being like the prime time for showing kids who Jesus is, if we can't simplify that, then I think we've lost a generation at that point. Yeah. And it's cool because we are one church, 2 locations, and Olmsted Falls is just another extension of Middleburg. I'm curious, I don't get to see it too often. What's it like with the volunteer? How do you staff that? What does that kind of look like? Just kind of catch us up on where you're at with the families, with the volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this similar way, it's really cool to be able to say, like, both campuses, students at both campuses are learning the same thing every week, because we're using that curriculum in tandem and doing that. So that's a really awesome thing, just to truly feel like one church in 2 different places. But as far as volunteerism goes and staffing the classrooms, it's a challenge for sure, as we have only one service on Sunday mornings. So it's tough to serve every single week, because then you're not getting fed. And so we definitely want people to be able to go to worship and be fed as well. So a lot of the ask for a lot of our teachers and volunteers is are you willing to serve once a month, or are you willing to serve twice a month? And we have a lot of really great, faithful volunteers who are in the classroom right now. The team over at Olmsted Falls is amazing, and I'm so grateful for them. There's still some areas that we definitely could use some more volunteers, if not only just to give some of those volunteers an opportunity to take an additional week off, and to really allow for a little bit more breathing room. So specifically at Olmsted Falls, I would say the preschool classroom and the kindergarten through second grade, which is room 109, those are two classrooms that we could definitely use a couple more hands. And so I would encourage any parent or any other volunteers, if you know people who are interested in volunteering or you think would be great, to reach out to them and let them know.
Yeah, and you actually hit in something that's key, is like, you don't have to volunteer every week. Just because it's definitely evident with just one service at Olmsted Falls, and you hit that key there, that we want everyone to be fed first and foremost. And then out of the outpouring of being fed, that overflowing, then you're pouring into the kids' lives. It's a little bit easier when you have multiple services on campus, but I don't want people to feel like they're overwhelmed and that, I have to serve every week or else I'm not serving the Lord. So then, Dana, I'll turn it over to you. So now at Middleburg Heights, yes, you do have it easier because there's 3 services, but you have it a lot harder because you have 3 services.
Yeah, we do have 3 services on Sunday, and we also have Wednesday services, Wednesday classes, while the adult classes are offered. So there's a lot of flexibility in terms of building a schedule that works for you, and also, a lot of evolving things by the quarter, depending on the classes and what families are coming, and just continuing to meet those needs. And at the different service times on Sunday, all of the services bring a little bit of a unique feel to them. We have some live worship at some services, and we would love to offer that at more services. And then we serve the Arabic and Spanish communities and deaf community at the noon, so that's really unique. In the children that are in the classroom, we would just love to continue to grow that and just see so much beauty, but also so much need to develop those little hearts in the preschool years and all of the framework that sets for the rest of their lives.
That's good. So if you were able to, and I'll filibuster a little bit, I'm going to use a big word there. If you could use a word to describe your situation with volunteers or families, what would it be? And I'll answer first just because I'm in it as well. I think it's just faithfulness. And out of the outpouring of being faithful to Jesus, you can show that to the kids. And that's just something that has kind of sparked interest in me. Faithfulness can have so many different avenues, jumping off points. But like the faithfulness of reaching the kids where they're at, the 4 to 14 window that we just talked about, that is so important. And if we show faithfulness as volunteers, as staff, as families, I think that's just the kids are just gonna catch that and run with it. When we are faithful to our Lord, when we do honor Him first in every aspect, the kids are just gonna see that and they're gonna want more of that. Because Jesus doesn't stop once we hit a pinnacle. Like C.S. Lewis said, it's, further up and further in, right? So when you get to heaven, it's just gonna be more and more and more exciting. So that faithfulness for us as parents, right? We all have kids here. Faithfulness as staff and faithfulness as volunteering wherever we're volunteering our time too. So I'll turn that to Dana.
Yeah, I think what I would say is just gratitude, because our family was served by Grace Kids for 6 years before the Lord called me to this role. And it was a time that, we really needed to be fed, and really were able to do that because of Grace Kids. So I'm extremely grateful, and also just love the opportunity to pass that on to more families. So we would encourage you to take the first step, and just see what it might look like for you to serve with Grace Kids.
And Jacob, what about you?
I'm going to break your rules because I can't stick with one word. I was trying to decide between extraordinary and gifted, and so I'm going to go extraordinarily gifted. I've been just so blown away by how God has provided the volunteers that He has, the teachers in each classroom, the helper in each classroom, not just for their faithfulness and their loyalty and their willingness to come and serve week after week, and the time that they give up and the sacrifice and the passion. All that's awesome, but I've also just been blown away by how gifted each of these individuals are. And I think you guys would agree as you peek into the classrooms on Sunday morning, or you get a chance to help out in a class, and just being blown away by a teacher in a preteen classroom or teaching second graders, just being like, wow, like they really connect so well with these kids. So just so grateful for that and for the extraordinarily gifted people that God has brought to our ministry.
Extraordinarily gifted, gratitude, faithfulness. So that's 4 words. So we can hyphen your word.
Okay, that's fine.
Make it one. I like that.
Yeah, and you got to hear a little bit of our hearts. You got to hear just kind of where we have passion. We appreciate the time, and we will see you soon. Talk to us in the halls, wherever we're at. We love to chat. We want to hear about you. We want to hear about your kids or what you're passionate about. And we'd love to partner with you and get you volunteering, because it is, I'm not going to lie, it's the best ministry.
It is so fun.
We'll talk to you soon.